As you saw just before the commercial break, there he is, Richard Southern, joining us for the day's top business stories. Richard, there has been a data breach at Ikea impacting nearly 100,000 customers.
Mark, good to see you, sir. Yes, indeed. The furniture giant making that news public today, talking to City News about it, as a matter of fact. Like you say, 95,000 customers at Ikea may have had some of their information compromised, although fortunately no financial information was taken. Still, Ikea said, if you're one of those customers, you may have had your name, your email address, your phone number, your postal code made public. The company uncovering this data breach via a employee's generic search. It was an internal data breach, apparently. IKEA says there's no action needed by customers, though they say it's always a good idea to be vigilant when it comes to your personal information and look out for any suspicious activity. The good news, Mark, is the meatballs are still safe. No problem with those at IKEA, thankfully.
And the ice cream. Meatballs
Thank
and
goodness.
ice cream, that's what counts.
Don't eat any of that in that nice white jacket, though, Mark. Be
I
careful.
appreciate that. I'll stay away from the hot dogs, too.
No glasses of wine tonight for you, okay,
I
sir?
appreciate, yes. The Canadian economy continuing to rebound from all the pandemic shutdowns, restrictions. Good news for jobs.
Certainly. Stats Canada in with the April jobs report today. We actually didn't see a huge amount of jobs created. Just over 15,000 jobs were picked up in April, Mark. But the big headline-stealing news was the unemployment rate. It fell to a record low of 5.2%. And economists say that the moderate job gain, the low unemployment rate is really a sign of tight labor market conditions. Companies can't find enough employees. Further evidence of this, experts say, is the fact that the involuntary part-time unemployment rate has fallen to a record of 15%. Hourly wages, they rose 3.3%, but of course that's not coming close to keeping up with the rising inflation numbers. Things getting better on the job market, Mark. The big problem is we don't have enough people to work.
Well, people are out and about, certainly. We've seen lots of people in and out of the cannabis stores in the city, popped up everywhere, virtually every corner over the last couple of years. However, you've been talking to the party leaders, and one party is saying they're going to be doing something about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Starbucks used to be, right? There's a pot shop on every corner, it seems, Mark.
Yeah.
Liberals, though, promising to do something about that. City News first to report that Ontario's Liberal Party, if elected, says it will crack down on the ballooning number of cannabis shops. They're planning to restrict the distance between them. They're only going to allow so many cannabis shops in a certain distance. We heard today from Liberal leader Stephen Del Duca.
It's not just the sheer number of stores, it's also how they are bunched together on many of our main streets, many of our downtown areas. I was in a part of Toronto the other day, and I think along one block, I think I saw 6 cannabis stores almost side by each all the way through that block.
There's currently no provincial restrictions on cannabis store density, although Ontario does mandate a minimum distance of 150 meters between cannabis stores and schools, and the Liberals say they will base their model off of that. Quick mention on the markets today. We saw a big sell-off, biggest in 2 years yesterday, Mark, and some more reading today. It wasn't quite as bad, though, with about 0.5% down for the main stock benchmarks.